So we're going to talk about the frequency of training and intensity of training for marathon runners and for middle distance runners. So in high school, I was doing about 20 or 30 kilometers a week. 30 would be a big week. There were no long runs, there were no tempo runs. There was just sort of workouts with maybe a jog on the weekend. But that is not what the professionals are doing. That's not what the best runners are doing. The best runners tend to build base miles and then work from there. That is, building up their fitness earlier on in the season or pre-season, and then cutting down the miles and lifting the intensity. That's the general outline. There are different ways to do it, and different people are exploring new methods, but this is the tried and true way of doing it. So for middle distance running, obviously you don't need to have a lot of the aerobic base miles. It can help, but it's all got to be scaled down. So if you're thinking about 800s and 1500s, then perhaps your longer run might be limited to 40 or 60 minutes, and you might be doing 2 to 3 workout sessions a week, 400s or 800 reps or 200 speed changes, hills, everything in between. Largely the workouts compared to long distance and middle distance, they're not that different, just a little bit more sport specific. So frequency of training is also probably less as well. Your overall miles are less, your time spent out on the track is less, and your training sessions are more intense. So I train Monday, Wednesday, Thursday with a jog on the weekend. Only 4 times a week. That was when I was in school. There was some other stuff maybe in the mornings, but not that often in terms of running. Cross training is a little bit more, it's not that it's more important, but if you're spending time in the gym getting stronger, that definitely shows out on the track. So core work, squats, all that stuff is probably more relevant for middle distance stuff, for the shorter stuff. You've got to be a bit more powerful, and recovery is also very important. Higher intensity, a higher risk of doing soft tissue injuries and pulling a hamstring kind of type deal.
I also want to add that there's been quite a few studies conducted which show the benefits of resistance type training and plyometric weight room work for endurance associated athletes. So it's not that it doesn't help both.
For long distance, the miles can go anywhere up to 200 kilometers a week. I mean, it's enormous. People are usually running every day with AM and PM sessions as well thrown in. So from the start of this year, I've been building up the Ks metrics to about 105 a week, and I'll run 9 times a week. Tuesday, Thursday is twice a day. Every other day is once a day. And I will still have 3 key workout sessions a week. So whether that's 1K reps or hills or the track work, 400 meter stuff, or some sort of threshold or tempo effort, there's always sort of 2 or 3, usually 3, key sessions a week. And a longer run on Sunday, which can be 90 minutes, anything up to 23 kilometers I've done. So
also, the reason for these differences comes down to the muscles. We've got a few different fiber types, fast twitch and slow twitch in a broad sense. Fast twitch being the really powerful sprinter fibers, which can act really quickly and powerfully, but run out of energy really, really, really quickly, compared to the slower type twitch fibers, which maybe more marathon runners have a higher composition of, that have slower contractions, can produce sustained power for a longer period of time. And when we look at athletes and their composition of fibers, normal people, it doesn't vary that much. You can train them. A sprinter will have a larger proportion of fast twitch fibers compared to a long distance endurance marathoner, which will have a higher proportion of slow twitch fibers. Also interesting to note is the muscle size and the weight they have to carry around.
And let me know your thoughts on the frequency and intensity of your training, your running, your cycling, and how it differs from power to more aerobic activities. Peace.
2015.